Hi, my name is Michael Smith. I'm a real estate agent in the greater Phoenix area, Scottsdale and Paradise Valley. In today's video, we're going to go over some national housing data and how it affects the Phoenix market. We're going to look at things like annual appreciation, migration trends, and a number of other things. So stick around to the end to get all the information. Let's get into it. So let's take a look at this Redfin data. They're talking about the United States housing market, where the average median sales price right now is $446,766. Now, don't forget, this takes into account some of the markets that are really struggling right now, like Florida and Texas, and then the stronger markets up in the northeastern United States. The number of homes sold was 490,215, which is up 4% year over year. The national average for the 30-year fixed mortgage right now is showing at 6.8%. Here's the top 10 metros in the U.S. with the fastest growing sales price. You have Macon, Georgia, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Alexandria, Virginia, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Detroit, Michigan, Birmingham, Alabama, Richmond County, Georgia, New Orleans, Norfolk, Virginia, and Montgomery, Alabama. You can see a lot of these places that are really showing the fastest growing sales prices are in areas where people are going because it's less expensive to live. A lot of people that can work from home or retirees are moving away from maybe places like Florida where the prices have gone up substantially. Over in California, a lot of people can't afford to live because a lot of people just can't make it over there. A lot of people are leaving Los Angeles County. A lot of people are leaving the Seattle area in Washington State. I have clients in Scottsdale that are looking to move back to Spokane, Washington. They're ready to retire and they're just looking for something less expensive, and they have family there. In the Phoenix housing market, you can see it's pretty close to the national average, with our median sales price showing at $455,722. The number of homes sold was 1,416. The median days on market was 53. Now, Redfin is showing how hot the Phoenix market is. They're saying it's a 49, somewhat competitive. List to sales price is 97.8. Remember, list to sales price isn't the original list price to sales price. It's the last list price to sales price. So if someone lists it much higher originally, which we often see in our other videos when we go into Zillow, that's really the difference. It could really be 95% of asking price from the original list price. It says percentage of homes sold above list price is 15.7. I'm not seeing that at all. I don't know where they're getting those numbers from. And homes with price drops, Phoenix is one of the tops in the nation at 36%. That's up 2.1% over the last year. Migration patterns into Phoenix, where are they coming from? Well, something has really changed here, and we're getting our number one area is Chicago. Chicago hasn't been in the top 10 for quite a while. So we have Chicago, 4,700 people. We have Seattle, Washington, around 4,000. Los Angeles, which is usually our number one. Dallas, Texas, around 1,500. San Francisco, around 1,000. Las Vegas, Nevada, around 500. Denver, Colorado, around 500. Portland, Oregon, around 500. San Diego, around 385. Washington, D.C., 351. Where are people leaving Phoenix? Well, the one thing about the Phoenix market is most people stick around in Arizona when they move. So the number one place in Arizona that they're moving to is Prescott Valley. Then we have Show Low. Then we have Flagstaff. Now going out of the state, we have Boise, Idaho, El Paso, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, Hilo, Hawaii, Austin, Texas, Oklahoma City, and Orlando. Let's take a quick look at the 30-year fixed mortgage, which is hovering right now around 6.57%. Now, as you can see in the chart that the mortgage rates have dropped, they haven't dropped significantly, but there's a lot of talk out there right now between Trump and the Fed. There's a lot of talk about rates. And overall, there's a lot of problems with commercial real estate in the banking system. So we may see rates come down in the next 12 months. If they drop down below 6%, will that be an area where people will feel more comfortable with making a decision to make a move? When the move happens, will more people put their homes on the market because now they can sell their home with their lower mortgage rate and move to a different property that they may have wanted to move to for a little while? So right now we're just looking at the Phoenix market. We have 2,772 homes, that's single family homes on the market. What we always want to look at compared to this is the pending sales and then how many sales are closing every 30 days. That will give us a ratio of how much inventory we have or how many months of supply we have, assuming we didn't have any new properties coming to the market. So we have 903 properties currently under contract, and we had 826 close in the last 30 days. Now keep in mind, Phoenix really slows down during the summer. You're not going to see as many transactions normally because a lot of people travel. They take their kids, they go out, and travel, take their summer vacations. Now the kids are starting to go back to school, and you can see right here that we had 826 properties that were sold in the last 30 days, but we had more homes pending, meaning more than likely we're going to have more sales in the next 30 days than we had in the previous 30 days. According to the Cromford report, we're going to take a look at this. This really kind of shows you visually what's happening in the market. So in the top line, which is the blue line right here, we have active list price. Now we go down into this green line that's below, and you can see the under contract price. So you can see that the under contract price is below the actual list price. And it's quite a bit, actually. I mean, if you look at this, is based on price per square foot. Now we go down to the line underneath it, and you can see the closed price per square foot right here. Now, why is there a line below that? Because that's the actual sold price per square foot, meaning these are the concession areas right here where homes are getting concessions. Now, most of the properties that are getting concessions on the homes, and the concessions are used for repairs, loan buy downs, rate buy downs, and a number of other things. So some type of help with closing costs. There was some kind of a credit at the close of escrow, and you can see that is definitely happening. Now, it's not happening in the 900,000, the $1 million homes as much. Most of the time it's happening in the homes that are 300,000 to 500,000. So this is one thing that I wanted to show you. This is the annual appreciation based on price per square foot. Now this is in Phoenix. And what we're seeing when we go on listing appointments is this price back here. This is in February of 2022. This is when the market peaked out. Now when we go on a listing appointment, this is the area right here where everybody wants to list their home for sale. They want to list their homes for sale based on the highest price back into 2022. And that's what when they remember their Z estimate or their Zillow estimate or their Redfin value was at its peak. They remember a neighbor that sold a home at the high prices, and that's where they all want to list their home. But in actuality, this is where we are down here, right? And you can see when you look at this chart down below, that it's dropping even more right here. And I mean, look at the difference between where it was here and where it was here. I mean, that's a significant difference. Now, this is for Phoenix. Let's take a look at Carefree. Now, it's much more spread out. There's not as many sales, but you can see the ebb and flow. But again, this is where people are trying to price their homes. This was in October of 2022, and you can see where we're at right now. Let's take a look at Scottsdale for an example. So Scottsdale, again, we were way up here where the average annual appreciation was substantially higher than it is right now. You can see this is right here is the crash we had going back into 2008, into 2011. Now, the monthly average price per square foot, this is where we can go and take a look at what we really have. So for an example, I put in Queen Creek because Queen Creek is a really popular suburb. So right now you can see Queen Creek is at around $239 per square foot. The one thing about Queen Creek is a lot of the homes are newer homes because it's a newer area of the valley. It's growing a lot, but the problem they have there right now is they have a lot of new construction. So any of the suburbs where there's a lot of new construction, And most of those are further out from the city center of Phoenix, are having the biggest problems right now. They're having a hard time selling homes when you can go and buy a brand new home with a rate buy down to probably like under 5% for a lot of these builders, and then you're going to get a lot of upgrades. Now you can see Phoenix right up here is at around $309 per square foot. Now we can add in Scottsdale. You can see Scottsdale substantially higher at around $503 per square foot. We can go into Chandler, which is another popular suburb. You can see Chandler's substantially below Scottsdale. And then we can go into like Maricopa, and you can see that substantially below everybody. So right now, the Phoenix housing market is going a little bit sideways. People are waiting and hoping that we're going to have a rate drop. We're seeing a lot of people get discounts on the homes, but it doesn't always show up in the sales price. And the builders are definitely scrambling right now to get all their inventory sold. And what they do in the meantime is they have the land already purchased, so they stop getting permits for the land. They kind of put things on hold. And when they do that, it creates kind of a glut in the market. We're also seeing rental prices right now drop down a little bit. So anyway, thanks for watching today. Hit the like button if you like this information. Take a look at some of our other videos. Have a great day.